I was supposed to be finishing for 20 past 11, so I've got to. Alright, let's finish. I'm just going to really briefly go through some of the plans that we put in place for some of the research we're planning to do, as well as where we're going with some of the events. Today was fantastic, really enjoyed it. Some of the key figures coming out there are, from in my head, like 30 to 50% on reduction in time, 10% in costs, overall quality. But I think the proof is in the pudding. If you look at CW O'Brien Architects are using it in the Sandyford, 815 different student accommodations, using it for Evolution. I've used it on, if I'm right, 70 quick build houses in Dromiska, and Conjant have used it for 67 houses down in Kerry. So it's happening. So there's a reason for it. So obviously this is why we're going to keep progressing within this space this year. So as I said, this is kind of the area we're looking at this year, modern methods of construction. And while we do have a plan and a fence in place and dates, we really want to open this up to what you want this year. What would you like to see? And there are a number of different topics in this. The one that we're potentially looking at next is maybe in the housing arena, which is one of many, possibly infrastructure. Obviously BIM is going to play a key role, so we're going to look in that space. But if you have any ideas, at the end of the day, you are the ones attending this, paying to come to the events. It has to be based around what the audience wants to see. So we're quite open and we're quite able to shift change. A lot of stuff hasn't been put in place. So if you would like something, email us. And please let us know, because this is an opportunity to really put in place what you'd like to see. So I suppose the key thing that's happened so far in 2020 is the re-release of the MBC roadmap to digital transition for 2018 to 2020. So what's different in this compared to the last one? Well, the WEF have brought out a BIM adoption cycle. In that BIM adoption cycle, what they're looking at are motivations. So what are the key motivators? Then what are the key collaborations needed in that space? Then what are the key enablers? And then within that, they're looking at 3 different avenues in each particular section. So the research team, led by Dr. Alan Hoare, went out and surveyed people from professional practices, industry, and as well as government bodies, and asked them a series of questions in this space. And we got a number of different answers. So for example, if we took the collaboration space, the motivation space, what kind of looking at is, are you using proof of the pudding? For example, are you using 3D, 4D case studies? How are you using the life cycle costing within the design optimization? And are you actually using for the facilities management stages? So we explored all this, went out, and what we have is kind of put an answer to this adoption cycle and where we are and what needs to be done and what has to be achieved moving forward. So that's kind of the new section in the roadmap. So that's available up there for free. So if any of you are interested, please have a look. Last year we had the BIM in Ireland umbrella group. So the great thing about this was it offered an opportunity for myself to feedback what the different industry bodies are doing at every meeting. So while there are a number of different bodies interacting together and working on different initiatives, this was just we met once every month, and what I did was collate the information and give an understanding of what each of these professional bodies are doing. So we'll do that again this year, and we have representatives from each one, so we'll be able to kind of give you an understanding of, I suppose, what the SCSI are doing, RAI, CIC, so forth. Some of the key research initiatives led by Roger West as well, Dr. Roger West is one of our research colleagues in Trinity. We're going to be doing research in the area of Irish academic institutions. And what I mean, there's a lot of research done. There's a lot going on in this space. So we're going to try and put together and collate this research to understand where there's potential gaps. So some of the things going on at the moment are Horizon 2020 BIMSTAR project. This is up and running now. So if you go to the website, there are free modules available for training. So it's aimed at upskilling the SMEs, so just understand that there's SMEs out there that don't have access to college. You don't have time to go to college. So to kind of do the course that you might see as your MSCs or your BScs. So these are bite-sized, just-in-time training modules aimed at what they need to understand in order to get into this market. Limerick IT are doing a Horizon 2020 BIM-SET project, which is about coming up with some tools in the area of BIM and NSEB. National Forum for Enhancement of Teaching is looking at the learning competency to be developed for teaching staff. BIM Fab is UCD working on it, so creating tools with BIM and retrofit again. IFC has been looked at how it can be incorporated into the planning, and other initiatives such as model free definitions, blockchains, geomatics frameworks, a lot going on in this space. So it's bringing it all together and kind of seeing where there's gaps, and then potentially looking towards targeting those gaps. We've done a lot of work in this space on maturity frameworks over the last couple of years, as you may know. And we looked at really, I suppose, where the industry is, what they needed to do, and we've talked to a number of different people. But one thing that I suppose we needed to kind of decide that we do this year is a real deep dive into a readiness for BIM and a mandate. So what we're going to look at this year is engagement across a number of different sectors. Surveys, interviews, probably workshops, discussions, and try and really get a proper feel of where we are and our readiness if a mandate ever does come down, or where we are in that position. So this is a key initiative we took on, and hopefully we'll be able to report on the different sectors and different aspects through each one of these events. CitA are also hosting, I think it's 16 events across 8 counties this year. So we're looking for speakers. So this is going to be in the likes of Dundalk, Belfast, Sligo, Cork. So if you know any of people that are interested in any organisations, get them to contact us and put together a couple of lines of what you'd like to talk about, and we'd love to integrate them into a speaking slot within one of our roadshows. These are going to be quite interesting. These are on top of our tech event and on top of what we're already doing here, the 5 additional events to be done by over the year, as well as our overall conference. So we've a lot going on this year, a lot in this space. And finally, just to finish up, quite good 8 minutes, not too bad. BIM in Ireland 2019 report. I probably said this a couple of times last year, but it's available. It's with CitA. I think it's only €10. This is accumulation of our research last year, and it really is a state-of-the-art report of building information modelling in Ireland 2019. Publications, consultations, HEIs, updates, maturity frameworks. So there's a lot in this. It's well worth the €10, and it's really kind of, if you're interested in building information modelling and knowing where we are as an industry, that's the perfect report. So thank you very much, and I'll probably see you over the course of this.
I didn't know you were a salesman.